Hello, today I'll be explaining what APIs are and how to use them. So, APIs are super popular these days, and learning how to use them is a very valuable skill. This is part one. I'll deal with the basics in this one, and then there's going to be a part two where I'll get into some more advanced things and how to keep your APIs secure and things like that. Let's get started though. What is an API? API stands for Application Programming Interface. Don't have to worry about that if that sounds complicated. The best analogy to think of is of a waiter in a restaurant. You don't walk into the kitchen and cook your own meal. You look at the menu instead. You tell the waiter what you want, and the waiter brings it back. That's actually like a really nice analogy for how an API works. The menu is the documentation for the API, the rules of what you're allowed to ask for. Your order is your request. And the dish that you receive is the response, the data you get back. So you never need to see the kitchen. You just need to know how to order, which is to prepare that call to the API, basically. Hopefully that's helpful. All right, so if you can type a URL in a browser, you already know how to call an API. It'll look something like this. If you look at this URL, there's three parts to it. You have the base URL. That's kind of like, you can think of it as the restaurant's address. Then you have the endpoint, which is that's kind of the item on the menu you're going to order. And then you have these parameters, which that's kind of the details of your order, like hold the onions or toast the roll, that kind of thing. And you send that, and then you get back something that is in JSON format, which I'll show you what that looks like. But it's a very popular format for web activity, and it's just structured text that your code can read and act upon. So here's an example. So this could be a potential call to, this is the Open Meteor API, which is a weather API. It's a very simple API. It requires no account, no API key, and no credit card, which is nice. And it actually gets back pretty good information very quick. This is what the JSON looks like. And if you kind of look through that, you see you're getting information, longitude, latitude, the temperature, wind speed, and you can get more items. This is just what the basic call gets you. So I should say that all the code is in the description. You can actually use the link in the description here. I'll show you. This will take you to this API lab that I built. You can look at different demos and see how they work. This is a live working demo of that Open Meteor API. And if we go back again, you'll notice you can actually download the whole file set. So that weather API gives you that zip file that you download, gives you this HTML, and this is a CSS that goes along with it. So you could, if you want, open this up in your HTML editor of choice to examine. So this is what the code looks like in there. You could also just double click on this and it will open in your web browser and will give you, you can mess around and put a different city in and get the current temperature, current weather there. Hopefully that's interesting. Anyway, I digress, but I want you to know how that you can play around with the code and certainly have access to all the code that I talk about in here. So the pattern that pretty much every AI integration uses is the fetch, parse, display. So the fetch, it will go ahead and grab the information from the API using the URL that we sent, correct? And then the parsing is that turns the information that you retrieved into an object. In this regard, it's right here. we have the object, and then you figure out how you're going to display it on the page, and that kind of is in the HTML here using CSS and whatnot. You could get creative for how you want it to display. Like if you look in here, we created a nice little display for that information. Hopefully that makes sense. Please let me know if you have any questions. But in the meantime, again, you could use the link that I provided, and there are a bunch of different APIs in here for you to experiment with. There's a Pokemon Finder. Click on that, and you could put in the Pokemon number if you know, and hit that, and it will give you that information. I don't really follow Pokemon, but I just know it's a popular free API. Currency converter. Let's see how the dollar is doing against the Hong Kong dollar. You can play around with all these. For each of them, there's a live demo and also download the code to run it yourself on your computer or your server. In the next video, I will dig into this a little more and look at some more complicated APIs. All of these APIs here do not require a login or an API key. So really easy to play around with. But let me know if you have any questions. I hope you found this helpful, and thanks for watching.